Hey gentlemen, this is Vince Miller. Thank you so much for joining me for this devotional. Today we're going to be in Daniel chapter 11. I'm going to read verses 7 through 9. Let's recall Daniel here is being visited by some form of angelic being. It's probably Gabriel, and he's explaining to him certain events that are going to happen into the future, hundreds of years, by the way, into the future. He has already revealed to him 4 future emperors: Xerxes from Persia, Alexander the Great from Greece, Ptolemy from Egypt, and Seleucus from Syria. And then we learn about the marriage between Berenice and Antiochus II and how their marriage and alliance didn't work out like the two fathers planned. So the next text, the one we're going to read, is going to tell us about the fallout that happens, about Berenice and her brother Ptolemy III from Egypt, who is going to take revenge for the murder of his sister Berenice and killed the son of Antiochus II in an invasion of the northern kingdom, Syria. And then he's going to carry back a lot of wealth. So here is how the text reads. It states, "And from the branch of her roots," that's Berenice, "one shall arise in his place. He shall come against the army and enter the fortress of the king of the north." So Ptolemy III is going to enter the king of the north, Syria, and shall deal with them and shall prevail. He shall also carry off to Egypt their gods with their metal images and their precious vessels of silver and gold. And for some years he shall refrain from attacking the king of the north, that's Syria. Then the latter shall come into the realm of the king of the south, that's Egypt, but he shall return to his own land. Now, the lesson today out of this text is relatively simple. It's this: the selfish choices of men always have a longer negative effect than we ever anticipate. I mean, all the tension and animosity in these families was born out of the choice of 2 men, Ptolemy and Seleucus, and it carried on through their families for years and years and years and years. Guys, the choices we make in this life, we should always consider before we make them the potential negative effects of sin and selfishness. You know, so many men, I think, out there today think they're not hurting anybody by some of the choices that they're making. For example, maybe looking at porn or sleeping with another woman. But the reality is that there are people on the other side of our selfish desires who, by the way, are victimized daily by our choices. And while we don't see the immediate effects of these sinful decisions that we think are done in private, some families live with a dark history because of our addictions to porn or our adulterous relationships. Some of the people are the ones on the other side of our computer screen. So the next time you have a justifying thought and you think, I'm not hurting anybody by doing this, you need to keep this story in mind. Because 2 men destroyed their families, murdered a daughter, assassinated a grandson, and plundered an entire nation because of a selfish decision that they probably thought wouldn't hurt anybody. And here, Gabriel tells Daniel the story of an unfortunate end for these 2 families born out of one selfish decision. Today, I would encourage you to evaluate the choices that you're making. If it is selfish, then don't make it, not just for your sake, but for the sake of those you lead as well. I love you guys. I pray this challenges you. If it has challenged you, challenge someone else with it. It's part of the joy of being challenged. And with that, I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.